What is going on, guys and girls? Level Up here at OnPointGaming's OnPointTactical. I have now been awake for a little over 24, 36, I don't know, a lot of hours. And let's see if we can get through. Yeah, 36 hours. I've now been awake for 36 hours straight, doing Battlefield 4 videos for YouTube, trying to keep the content flowing and stay on top of the game whenever I know that a lot of the mainstream channels are going to be putting out maybe 1 or 2 videos a day. But this time we're looking at the Scar H assault rifle for the assault class in Battlefield 4. This gun, I hated it right at first, but that's because we were playing on the PlayStation 3 version and it was having the iron sight rendering issue. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go from top to bottom and work on all of the assault rifles so that I can start working on getting the attachments unlocked, so that I can do reviews for all of the weapons in Battlefield 4 at some point during the next 2 years. And I think that a great way to start was the Scar, because I don't see it used as much as it deserves to be used. And the reasons for that is its damage model along with its accuracy. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So if we go to simthic.com and we look at the Scar H's maximum damage, it is 34 and has a minimum damage matching the maximum damage of most assault rifles at 25. The damage drop-off starts at 8 meters and ends at 55 meters. So 55 meters and beyond, you're going to be doing the same amount of damage as, say, the AK-12 in close quarters. The fire rate is 620 rounds a minute with a muzzle velocity that is somewhat slow but easy to get used to at 410 meters per second, with a bullet drop ratio at 15 meters for every second that it's in the air. Its magazine size is where this weapon does sort of fall short at only 20+1 rounds, but whenever it hits as hard as it does, you don't really feel that neglect in the magazine. And another reason for this is because the short reload time is 1.9 seconds. So whenever you press box or whatever button your reload button is, whenever you press it to reload, you pretty much are ready to go in just under 2 seconds. Now 2 seconds is plenty of time for somebody to rush you and kill you in Battlefield 4, but it is also a lot less time than a lot of weapons for the short reload. The long reload comes in at 2.4 seconds, so a half a second exactly longer than the short reload, due to the fact that it does have a bolt catch design kind of similar to the M4 M16 family. The recoil pattern is 0.2 on either side and 0.5 pull to the top. Now this is the most easily managed direction of recoil, is to the upwards direction. Side to side recoil you can't really predict on an even weapon, but it's a very low recoil even weapon. If it was like 0.4 and 0.4, we would have a disaster weapon on our hands. I would much rather have 0.6 and 0.2, because that means that you know it's going to pull to the right or the left. The first shot recoil multiplier is only 1.6 times, so the angled foregrip is not necessary for the Scar H, and in fact, I am running the stubby foregrip for the entire duration of this video. The maximum amount of bullets that it can take to kill a person is 4, which is absolutely fantastic. It only takes 3 shots in close quarters, 2 shots in hardcore, with the maximum shots with maximum of 3 shots in hardcore. And the spread is like every other assault rifle at 0.2, so it is also insanely accurate. Speaking of the attachments that I was running in this gameplay here, I was running the Coyote red dot sight, which I find is the most balanced and easy to use red dot sight of the red dot sights, and holographic sights included. It has a really wide aperture, which is good for tracking targets, and the initial complaint was that you can lose the dot in combat sometimes, and the Coyote was a better sight, and I agreed with that while I was on PlayStation 3, but since I'm on PlayStation 4, and that dot is so much more crisp and easy to spot, I don't ever hardly use that dot anymore. Also, the more and more that you use the sight, the more that you get used to the placement of it on your screen, therefore the easier it becomes to predict where your aiming reticle is actually at. Using the laser sight, then the stubby foregrip. I'm not running a barrel attachment in this clip. At some point I put the flash hider on, which is just kind of a personal preference type thing. It's not even necessary to improve the performance of this gun. I just kind of thought, you know, what the heck, if I can hide my muzzle flash, not my camera flash, that'd be a little hard. If I can hide my muzzle flash and maintain the same accuracy, so be it. So, this, I find, is the most well-rounded setup for the Scar H. Now, obviously, we do not want to hurt this gun's long-range potential and its ability to drop people in close quarters with that 34 maximum damage. So, suppressors are definitely out for the Scar H. Do not use a suppressor. You will hurt it far more than you will see the advantage of not showing on the minimap. The cons far outweigh the pros, basically, running the suppressor on this particular rifle, as its muzzle velocity is already pretty slow. You know, bringing that down is just going to hurt its long-range capability, as well as the damage that it does at certain ranges. I'm not saying it's going to reduce the minimum damage, but instead of 55 meters, where you start to do 25 damage, it will probably be something like 30 meters, and it drops up to 25 damage. So that is one factor that definitely plays out into the effectiveness of the Scar H in Battlefield 4. Your average engagement distance, I would say, is somewhere around 25-30 meters. So taking advantage of this gun's range capabilities and damage output is something that you need to learn how to do, and this is going to wind up being one of the most competitive rifles in the game, period. And certain maps are going to increase the ability of the Scar H's versatility. This gun is the most versatile assault rifle that I have used and gone over so far, even surpassing weapons like the M16A4, the M4, and the M416 for versatility. The reason I say that is because its damage output is so large, even at some of the longest ranges. You're going to find that you can kill your opponents pretty darn quickly, and in fact I was able to win several sniper battles by simply putting the thing over in semi-auto and putting 4 in them. Like, it's simply that easy to drop your opponents at ranges. Maps that this weapon really works out on is Hanayan Resort, Dawnbreaker, and the Gulma Railway Team Deathmatch maps. Those maps work really well for the Scar H, but it works well everywhere. I really don't feel like it's possible to be disappointed in this gun's performance. It just works so well in nearly every environment that you cannot hardly call it a bad weapon at all. There's an example of winning a sniper battle for the win with a really good looking score at the end. Not quite as good as some of my other scores, but it definitely looks okay, getting one of the last battle packs to unlock for the Scar H, along with Service Star number 4, something like that. So as always, thanks for watching, guys. This has been my review of the Scar H Assault Rifle in Battlefield 4. I've been awake for just a hair, actually 4 hours. In 4 hours I will have been awake for 48 hours with a 2-hour power nap in the morning. So I am going to grab some shut-eye and pick this train up tomorrow and have everything running full steam ahead, hopefully. Don't expect a high-speed rush of content because I will probably be very, very tired. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. I'm LevelUp here at OnPointGaming's OnPointTactical. Have a good one, and take it easy.